All right, and welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Navs Effect podcast. I am joined today by Mr. Kai Ballungay, UAAP champion, the proud owner of two rings now, one a championship ring,
Yes, sir.
another one a wedding ring. He's good performance in the finals. That wasn't a surprise. Now getting married, that was like whoa. Now that was breaking news.
Yeah.
But of course, major props to Kai as someone who's been married for a year. I can only wish him the best of luck on the journey he's about to embark on. Kai, you're gonna learn soon enough a valuable piece of advice that I got when I first got married, which was just be prepared to say yes, darling, and I am sorry, dear. And maybe you already know
For
that
sure. Oh
one.
yeah, already. I already
Definitely.
know that.
Exactly. But hey,
Yep,
Kai,
yep.
congratulations on being a champ. Congratulations on your first season. And it's been a month now, really, since you guys won. How's it
Yeah.
been so far?
It's been great. We just got back in the gym this Monday, and it's been what, 3 or 4 days since we've been training, and we haven't picked up a ball yet.
Yeah,
So
right.
that kind of tells you where we're at, just conditioning, building strength, getting stronger. So that's where we're at right now.
Right, yeah, but see, now the fact that you won the championship, are you still replaying those moments in your head, or is it like a little too long gone now?
Since the end of the championship to where I'm at now, it's been such a fast-paced blur. I've been
Right.
like replaying a lot of stuff in my head throughout that time, and I haven't really had a chance to really like sit down and like reflect on those games yet. But yeah, man, those were big moments, things that I'll always remember for like my entire life. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, just reflecting.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris Kuhn yesterday, and he told me how everything was so fast because so you guys win the championship that same night you have the mass, right? And the mass ends
Right? Yeah.
around like
Oh yeah,
2
that was a long night. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you go home, you chill, and the next day, literally, Coach Tab like starts preparing for season 86, right? You guys have this like preparation session.
Right.
And
Right.
then after that, I think did you fly to California the day after as well?
I believe it was that night. So yeah, we had the mass, and then I think the next day we had that meeting, and then I flew out
Man,
the night of that meeting.
how
Yeah.
do you even like focus in making sure you pack all your stuff and like you're good to go like back to your home
Oh man.
country for like and at the same time prepare for like how do you even balance all of that? Jeez.
Oh no, man. I always feel like I'm always forgetting something. Like when I fly out,
Right,
always
right.
checking my bags, double checking. So it's a long process. It takes a few hours just to get things in order, but it gets done eventually.
I bet you it was more fun to pack your stuff after having won the championship. If you guys had lost the finals, that process
For
would
sure.
have
Oh yeah, that would have been sad, man.
uh
That would have been sad.
But yeah, you're a champ now, and was really impressed by how you bounced back in game two after that game one performance. Where, I remember I came
Yeah.
on my podcast after that game one performance, and I said somewhere along the lines where if Kai doesn't step up, Ateneo is not going to win. And the reason why I said that is because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people knew how important you were to the team, and then that manifested itself in game two. I think you had 19 in game two or 17, somewhere there, somewhere close to 20.
Game two. Yeah, I was around there. I think it was like 15 or 17.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you had that big
Yeah.
like baseline fadeaway shot early in the fourth quarter, which I thought like kept UP at bay just when UP was about to make a run. So that was big.
Right.
The process of improving from game one to game two, because I'll be honest with you, game one, you kind of looked a little, out of it for certain stretches, right? Like you're kind of still
Right.
finding your place in this like finals, this crazy final scene. And game two, you just looked way
Yeah.
more comfortable out there. So how'd you change that?
It was kind of similar to how I came into the season. I know my first game against FEU, I had this feeling where I was still trying to get comfortable
Mm.
with the crowd and everything. And relating it to game one of the finals, I wouldn't say it was a similar feeling, but I just couldn't find a groove in the game. I couldn't find my a place where I could
Mojo.
get comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mojo in the game. Yeah, that's the word. I was out there getting rebounds, trying to fight for the ball, but I just couldn't find my shot. I think I only shot the ball 2 times in that game, so
Yeah,
it's hard to find
exactly.
my flow. I think that's a better way to describe it, is my flow
Like you
in the
didn't have
game. And
intention to be aggressive with the ball almost in game one.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
it was more of an aggression thing that I really had to step up in game two, and I think that's where it really came in game two, where I just had the mindset of just going out there and trying to be physical. more
Mm.
physical than my matchup and just be aggressive. And even if I didn't score in game two, just knowing that I could contribute on the defensive side and just help uh, be physical in that game for my team.
Yeah, you also mentioned after game to remember in the post game press conference, you even more than your teammates, the visit that the former Blue Eagles had, that was a Monday night, I think, when they came, right? After you guys lost
Right.
8-1. So Gia and Tyler,
Yeah, the next
Nieto,
day.
all
Yeah.
those guys, yeah. And you discussed about that in game two after your performance. You mentioned that that was probably the biggest motivating factor that turned your performance around. So I've just really been curious since that day. Why did that visit make such a profound impact on you? And I found it super interesting too because like Chris Kuhn played with some of these guys last season, right? Like Ange played with these guys
Right.
too,
Yeah.
and Sean has known like these guys, but you were relatively new to these guys. You know, you had just heard about them.
Yeah.
But what about their visit really changed something in you?
That moment is probably my favorite moment from the season. Just hearing from the guys like the Nieto brothers, Anton Asistio, all those guys,
Right.
guys that came before I arrived in Manila earlier this year. Just hearing their stories and being in their shoes where they once were before, and hearing their stories of being champions, that really stood out to me. And their talks really gave me that motivation to come out in game two and
Yeah.
really perform the way I did. But it was more important hearing from guys like Tyler, hearing guys from Mamu who weren't able to win it last year.
Right.
Hearing in their voice the pain of not being able to claim last season as champions, and hearing their stories and looking to my right and to my left at BJ, at Dave, at Anj. I didn't want them to experience that type of that pain of going
Yeah.
through that loss. So I didn't want them to be coming in a few years and hearing them speak on what could have been. I wanted to hear them as champions. So being able to win it this year was really important because I really wanted to, and all the guys, we really wanted to play for the seniors of last year and this year as well.
Was there something that someone said, like a quote or a phrase or a statement that you really took to heart?
I think it was Mike Nieto that really stood out to me. During that same night, he was talking to me and he was just telling me like they really need you in game two. Like forget about game one, put that behind you. Going into game two, you don't have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You've already done that in this season. You've already proven like who you are, what you're capable of. All you have to do in game two is just be physical, go out there and lay a body on somebody and just make your presence felt. And I think
Right.
that's something that really stood out to me, and I took that to heart going into game two and the rest of the finals.
Right. You know, before game three, too. So, by the way, I just have to say, for some reason, you guys can never be beaten at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. I mean, I think that should be like the
Yeah,
Ateneo home court. You guys,
no,
like,
that's home court for sure.
I mean, yeah, when you enter there, it just feels like an Ateneo home crowd sometimes, right? But
Right,
definitely, I mean, you guys won the championship because of the defensive intensity you started playing more with, I think, in game two. And then in game three, that defensive intensity was still there, but then your offense got going early. Gab Gomez hit like three pointers in the first quarter alone, had 9 points. And
right, yeah, we were hitting, yeah, we were hitting.
yeah, you guys had like 31 points in that first quarter. You were hitting everything. Felt like you couldn't miss anything. And then I thought that explosion by Gab specifically let you guys play loose and free. And that lead that really you built in the first quarter, you kept it all the way till the end of the game. And that was the story of the finals. Whoever hit the first punch would win the game. Game two, you guys hit the first punch too. You guys won the game. Game
Right,
one, they
yeah,
did it. Right. But before game three, you were all huddled together in the dugout. And I'll never forget what I heard was someone mentioned, I'm not sure if it was Sean or maybe not Ange, but someone said, today we have the chance to write our own story. And I felt
yeah,
that was so powerful when I heard that in the moment because there are certain words that can be said to motivate a team, but the way it's said and the context to which it's said are so important to understand the meaning behind it. And when someone said that before game three, I just felt the energy that you guys were so confident. Your confidence was above the roof. And this was considering you were facing a team that had given you guys struggles throughout the elimination round. So, from a confidence perspective, what do you think flipped in the middle of that final series that generated the favor towards your side?
I think just going into the finals, I think it was Sean who mentioned that in the team huddle about writing our own story. And coming into this season, it was really just finding who we were, like finding our identity as a team. Coming into this season, we lost the core guys. We lost Tyler, Rafi, all those guys that really built the foundation of what Bebop was, like the
Mhm.
culture that we had. And I don't want to say we lost that culture, but with like a lot of new guys coming in, we needed to find something that we could build as this team, as the season 85 team. And that I think what Sean said was really powerful, and it really motivated us, gave us inspiration going into that game because he was right. Like we could write our own story that night, and you know flip the script of what happened the last season.
Right.
We lost the last season. Coming in this year, we want to redeem ourselves, but at the same time, sure, we want to redeem ourselves, but we want to put everything in the past behind us,
Mm.
and like Sean said, just write our own story. Like this is the season 85 team. Where this is season 85. Let's do it our own way.
Right.
And I feel like going into that game, that's what was on our mind and what we wanted to accomplish.
So ever since Coach Tab has gotten to Ateneo, they've won 4 championships, right? I felt that
Yeah,
this championship was the most impressive one. And that's, I mean, look, there was a team that went undefeated 16-0. So in terms of like historical accomplishments, no one might ever match what that team did. But what I thought about the season 85 roster was it's not often that a defending champion loses in heartbreaking fashion and then loses so many core pieces and then has so many new pieces coming in. And it's not
right.
often that that team ends up winning the championship because when you go through such a grueling road to the finals only to lose in heartbreaking fashion the way they did, and then you lose the veterans, and then your best player MVP has a knee that needs surgery straight up, and then you got like so many
Yeah,
players coming in, it's hard to put all of that together with such little preparation time too, because you guys got only a few months to prepare and still find a way
right.
to
Yeah.
win that championship, right? So that was so impressive. To some degree, were you surprised even just a little bit at what your Eagles were able to accomplish?
Coming into this year, a lot of people wrote us off. I've seen the preseason predictions, and they didn't even have Ateneo in the top four. So
Okay,
a
okay.
lot of people counted us out for sure. But I think it was just maintaining what we believed in ourselves going
Mm,
like throughout the season. Sure, there was ups and downs. I think a big reality check was against De La Salle that first game or in the
right,
first round.
right,
That was
right.
a big reality check. Like we need to change this. We can't keep playing this way, or we're not making it to the championship,
Mm-mm.
right? So I think getting over that hurdle, continuing to build confidence. I think we lost the UP a couple of games later. Again, that was
Yeah,
another reality check. Just taking what we could take in terms of learning experience from those games and just applying it to the rest of the games. I feel like forgetting everything that people said about us before and just playing the way we knew how to play. I feel
right.
like that gave us the confidence going into the rest of the season. So putting everything that people said about us and just focusing on what we wanted was what kept us going.
So, obviously when people hear underdogs in Ateneo, that's just not the connection that
Right? Yeah.
everyone's going to accept, right? Because
Never, never.
I mean, when you guys are essentially like the standard program for college basketball, or have been at least when you consider like the last decade, no one's really going to consider you as underdogs. But the way Coach Tab kept pertaining to the season 85's team as underdogs, it felt like there was an internal belief within the team that you guys were really the underdogs going to at least going to the finals against UP. Was that something that your team felt collectively was true, that you guys were underdogs?
As players, I don't think so. I feel like we had a chance to win. Going into the Final Four, we came in as the top seed,
Hmm.
and sure, we wanted to be humble and realize that there was a challenge in front of us, but we wanted, we were confident that we knew how to play like
Right.
the right way, going into the finals, and it was just up to us to play that way. And I feel like the with the title underdog, we just wanted to like put that behind us and just really just play the way we knew we could going into the finals. So
Right, right.
yeah,
If you had the chance to play against Xavier in game three, I'm guessing you would have chosen the opportunity to go up again for him to be
for
part of the
sure,
UP team, right?
for sure, definitely, we wanted him out there.
When you saw that injury take place in game two, was it like a humbling moment as an athlete that these situations and you just can't control them sometimes?
Yeah, man, it was sickening seeing that because you never know when it's gonna happen. It could happen to anybody,
Mm,
and seeing that happen, it was heartbreaking, even as an opponent, because you're in their shoes, you're an athlete, you're competing for whatever it is, but seeing him go down like that, it didn't feel good at all, even as an opponent. And we wanted him out there in game three because we wanted, no excuses. Like he
right,
was injured in game three, right? But yeah, it was sickening seeing him go down. But prayers out to him. Hope he's doing better now.
definitely.
Hope his recovery is doing well right now.
Shout out to Zave. I believe he's in California right now. So the injury factor, right? How many times in an actual UAAP season that even us media folks don't know where you have this like little scare here or there, like, oh, did I tear something? Did I dislocate something? And maybe not just in the games, but in practices as well. Or when you're shooting around, you're going through a normal pickup game, you're thinking everything's chilled, and maybe you hear something like because everyone says by the finals, by the final four, nobody's playing 100%, right? Everyone's hurt, everyone's dinged
Yeah,
up
everyone's hurt.
somewhere. Yeah, and that's true. No, even in the NBA it happens, in the PBA it happens, everywhere, all basketball leagues. So how many times in a season does that scare actually happen where you think, oh, I might have like messed something up here?
I would say not many. You have one or two scares when you like go down hard,
Mm,
maybe attacking the rim and you land awkwardly. But I'd say not too many times. I think it's like a freak accident or something like that. But I'd say not too many times
right, right. And
to that extent.
and you have a lot of strength and conditioning that goes behind making sure the bodies
Oh
remains
yeah,
strong. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially this season, I think our focus was to build everyone's body, is to really get stronger, get bigger, so that we can endure injuries or potential injuries like that from
Right.
from occurring. So I think it all starts in the weight room. That's what our coaching staff preaches. So that's something for me personally that I want to take more seriously this season is
Right.
getting bigger, getting stronger.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
see that. So, do the coaches have a strict diet plan that you guys have to follow as well?
I think it depends player to player. I think
Yeah.
for me they wanted me personally to just to gain more weight, muscle
Mm,
mass. So
mm-mm.
was that whey protein, just
Right.
eating more on a more consistent basis. So I think it really depends on the player.
Got you. Got you. Great to hear. I mean, how many pounds of muscle are you thinking of adding up?
I weighed in a couple days ago at 215. So if I can gain like 10 pounds in muscle mass or like 10 pounds, that would be great.
Got you. Got you. Oh, yeah. So, 225 at six
Like
foot
225. Yeah.
seven, right? That sounds
Yeah.
that sounds good. That sounds good. And you'll probably need it for the pros too, because I'm guessing after this season you're
Oh yeah.
thinking, are you thinking of the PBA? Are you thinking of somewhere else? Like, what's your plans?
I'm just trying to see whatever's out there. I
Mm,
know the PBA's there, Taiwan. So really just considering everything that's on the table. So I don't
right.
know if it's gonna happen after this season or next season. We'll see.
As I'm sure you know by now, the Ateneo Blue Eagles are once again on top of the UAAP men's basketball wars after reclaiming their throne in the Season 85 Finals. And what better way to celebrate your excitement about their return to glory than to purchase Get Blued Season 85 Championship shirts? As always, Get Blued provides the best Ateneo apparel out there in the market, and you can get your hands on the Season 85 Championship shirt for only 695 pesos. It's available in sizes from extra small up to quadruple extra large and is available in 4 colors: acid black, royal blue, white, and a bonfire edition black color. You can also purchase these shirts on Laz Mall and Shopee Mall, and make sure to always buy the original merchandise. And now, back to the episode.
Yeah.
So now let's go to some of the other news. I mean, after like winning championship, you end up getting married, right? So was this something
Oh
that
yeah.
something you had planned even before the season ended?
Yeah, I feel like this is something I need to clear up because I get a lot of questions from like the fans, and then the coaching staff here at Ateneo, they were surprised too about the news. So I'm glad I can clear it up.
Yep.
But before coming to the Philippines, I was with my girlfriend for about 3, 4 years, and just building our relationship. We knew that I was going to be out here for a while with college and then professional in the future. So I feel like the the thought of getting married was always there,
Mm.
and that was our basically our plan coming before me coming out here was to get married before she even moved out here. And then after this season, we made that decision.
Mm.
It was like I said, the decision was already made, so it was just a matter of getting the ceremony together in
Formalizing
December.
it, yeah.
So formalizing it and everything. But at the same time, none of my coaches out to Nail knew. None of my teammates knew. So I didn't
Right.
even tell guys like Chris Kuhn, like some of my best friends here, Paul Garcia, Sean Cutevis, all those guys. I couldn't tell them because I didn't want an announcement of a wedding or proposal to
Leak
distract
out.
us from
Yeah.
to leak out and just cause media frenzy and all that. So
Right, right.
we just wanted to keep the task that we wanted to win a championship as the main thing. So I didn't want that to get out there in the wrong way. So
You didn't want one of those articles like Kai Ballungay looking to win championship to motivate for his wedding or something like that, right?
yeah, something like that. Yeah, for sure,
That would have
for
been
sure.
funny though. That would have like gotten headlines, yeah, sure. But so
Oh yeah,
you get back to the States and there's already a plan for you and your girl to get married, right? So what's that?
yeah.
Were you planning this wedding while you were in the Philippines, or was it like when you get back to the States, you're just like, let's just ride with it. Let's ride it.
I might say I think there was a week in between where after the finals and then we got married or the ceremony was. I think that's where a lot of the planning came in.
Right.
And to start, we just wanted a small ceremony to start, and then we could always do like a bigger ceremony in the future.
That's right.
Um, I think the original plan was to do it in San Francisco, like in
Okay.
the city.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that time of year was kind of rough because of the weather, so it was raining, so had to fall back to my hometown in Tracy, California. So that's where the ceremony was, and it was like a small, intimate ceremony. And no, we loved it. There wasn't a lot of people there, but we loved it for what it was. And of course, we plan to do a bigger wedding in the future.
For sure, man. And wait, so back to your teammates. Did they find out you were gonna get married after the wedding was done, or like a day before the wedding? When did you end up telling them?
Before I left, I did tell Chris Kuhn, I was like, Chris, bro, like, guess what? And then he was like, what? Bro, I'm gonna propose to my girl. And I left it at that. And he
Right.
was shocked, of course, like, oh, congrats, bro. And he thought that was that. Like I was just gonna propose and then the wedding would take place later.
Yeah.
But I didn't tell him the full truth because again, I couldn't even tell like some of my relatives just because like the whole thing I wanted to keep like just intimate
Quiet.
with my family. Yeah, keep it quiet for the time being. Yeah, we have I get home and then we have the ceremony the day after Christmas. And then we take the pictures and I was like, guys, guess what? I went to the group chat, like
Yeah.
to the players chat. I'm like, guys, guess what? And I just sent the picture and I was like, I got married, y'all.
So
So,
who was the first to react to the group chat?
oh man, who was it? I think it was I forget who exactly. There's a lot of players and coaches were like, "What?" They're completely shocked. But I think it was Gio Chu.
Hmm.
He sent a message in there and he was like, "What? Congratulations, bro!" So
That's
that was
dope.
a special moment.
What was Coach Tab's reaction like when he found out? I mean, he was probably like wise about it, right?
Probably in person, he was like, "What? Like, where did this come from?" But the message he sent was heartfelt. He said, congratulations to the both of you guys. Wish nothing but the best." Yeah, that was it. All the coaches they congratulated me. When I got back to Manila, they were shocked, like, "What? Why couldn't you tell us?" And
Yeah,
then I was like,
yeah.
"I just wanted to keep it on the down low for now, and win this championship, and then go home and do what I have to do."
Dang, dang. And like I asked you before we started recording, if you had to choose one of the rings, the championship or the wedding ring, the wedding
Ah,
is more special, right?
yeah, gotta pick that wedding ring for sure. Yeah,
You got to. That's the only answer.
have
No.
to. Only answer.
But no, congratulations. I'm so happy for you, bro. And it really
Appreciate
hits.
it, bro.
It's hard to explain it but when you do end up like making a commitment like that, you just feel yourself change almost, but for the better. Or rather,
Feel the better, yeah.
you just like when you wear the wedding ring that's in your left finger and the finger in your
Yeah.
left hand, yeah, it's like there's responsibility when you put that on, right? And
Oh yeah.
but it's one that you're willing to take, and I'm sure that's gonna help you out with your career too, having her closer to home, having someone who you support and supports you. I'm sure you're happy about all of it, and you can't wait for next season.
Oh yeah, can't wait for next season for her to be here and support me through that. Go to the games. That's going to be exciting times for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So the question now is, what's going to be your specialty meal for the night? Because you're gonna have to cook every once and then, right? So what's your go-to meal?
Oh man, I need to get in the kitchen and practice there a lot more. I need
Ah,
to get better in the kitchen.
well, if
No,
it
we made tacos last night, so I think that's
oh
a start.
that's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
like I
start.
I had tacos in San Diego a few weeks ago. Best tacos in the world.
Oh, there you go, for sure.
California's tacos are just on a different
Yeah,
level.
man, that's where it's at for sure. Hell yeah.
I gotta ask you though, do you like sweet ecstasy more or do you like In and Out more?
I seen your tweet the other, I think it
Yeah,
was a few
uh,
weeks ago.
a few weeks
I was
ago,
like, come
yeah.
on, man. I was like, come on, In and Out for sure.
Oh,
In and
really?
Out for sure. Yeah.
So funny question. I asked Chris Kuhn the same question yesterday while we were recording the podcast, and he chooses sweet ecstasy.
Oh my
So,
gosh, this guy's a fake. This guy's a fake Californian.
he said the
He's not from
burger.
California.
He said the burger of sweet ecstasy is better, but the fries of In and Out are better. I tend to maybe agree with that a little bit.
Um,
Yeah, no, you're
I
all
mean, a lot of people back home say the fries aren't even that great either, but I like it. It
yeah.
goes with the burger, so
I
I take In and Out for sure.
I take sweet ecstasy's milkshakes. Have you tried their milkshakes? The Oreo Nutella
I
milkshake?
haven't. I
Oh,
haven't. I have to.
there, there you go. That would be
That's
the
it.
game. But no, I'm happy for
Oh,
you,
yeah.
man. And you're a married man now. How old are you now? You're
I'm
20.
21. I just turned 21 in November.
Wow, geez.
Yeah.
So you got a career ahead of you too, and you already have one ring in the bag, which not a
Yes,
lot of
sir.
people can say. A lot of people go their whole careers, they don't win a championship. You did it in front of like what 24 to 22,000 people. I mean, that
Something like that. Yeah.
it's wild, right? But hey, let's talk about some
Yeah.
other stuff because I know you're a big Star Wars guy, and I'm a huge Star Wars
Oh
guy
yeah.
as well. So
Yeah. Let's do it.
if you had a choice, would you be a Jedi or a Sith?
Hmm. I would be. I would be a Sith. I'd be
Ooh,
a Sith for sure.
right. I got you. I got. So who's your Mount Rushmore of Star Wars characters?
Oh man, it's gonna make me think. Boba Fett's for sure. That's my favorite character. Easy. Boba
Definitely.
Fett, Anakin Skywalker for sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Captain Rex. That's his name, right?
Captain
From
Rex, the
Clone
Clone
Wars.
Wars. Yeah. Yes,
Captain.
sir. Yes,
Hell yeah,
sir.
Captain
Hell
Rex
yeah.
for sure. And then last one, oh man, it's been a minute since I've watched. I already got a Jedi in there, right? I got
Yeah,
Anakin.
you got Anakin in there. Well, you got a Jedi and a Sith if you put Anakin in there, technically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say Qui-Gon, just
Ooh,
because
yeah.
I love Liam Neeson. I'm excited for him to come back
Yes,
if
sir.
he does come back.
I hope so. I hope you get like one of those young Qui-Gon series too. That would be dope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
expand on that, yeah, that'd be dope for sure.
exactly. Or a live action Darth Maul series. He was a badass. He was a
He
badass
was a
guy.
badass. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Was
Especially
Empire
like in the
Phantom
oh,
Menace?
is that
No, I was gonna ask
Phantom
you.
Menace, and then like the animated series too.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yes,
he
sir.
just took over.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is Empire Strikes Back your best Star Wars movie? Do you feel
Easy.
like it's the best?
I feel like it's up there, but my favorite is episode 3.
Oh, Revenge of the
Just
Sith.
because hell yeah,
Right.
that's the top one for sure. Just because as a kid, I think that was the only Star Wars movie I watched.
Okay.
Like in the theaters.
Right,
So it
right.
was my first one. It was
Oh,
like 2005, I think.
yeah.
So that's where I kind of fell in love with it, and then went back, watched the rest.
Yeah, that
So I
that
think
was
that's where I fell in love.
that was wild. I was like 13 years old and I see like Anakin like killing young children and I'm like,
Right?
what is
Yeah,
going
what's
on
going
here?
on, bro? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I know, man. That's Darth
That
Vader right there.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. I just have another topic to talk about since you just came back from California and I just got back from
Yeah.
California. Oh, and by the way, I have to say, I'm kind of like New York over LA right now. If I had to pick between the two
Oh,
places.
are you? I think you went during. I think you went during the wrong time, though. I think you need to go during like the summer, because
Probably yes, probably right. Go
I
on.
think the vibe. I think the vibe is better in the summer.
Right, right.
Yeah, I personally never been to New York, but
And it
I want
was
to go in like the winter time.
and it was raining in LA when I got there for like the first few days. So like rain in
Yeah,
LA,
it was kind of yeah.
yeah, it just don't
They
match.
don't go together well. Yeah,
See, my thing is in LA, you just gotta drive everywhere, right? You kind of gotta get on the road, gotta get a car, get unless you Lyft
yeah,
or you Uber. Compared to like
right.
New York, where you can kind of take the subway, be in
The
Brooklyn,
subway.
yeah, but you should definitely check out New York too. See, I was talking about this with Chris too, and he's excited. Like it's crazy to think he almost went to NYU. Did you ever know that story? That he almost went to NYU?
Yeah, he told me. Yeah, because
Yeah,
he has family out there, so
right, right.
he was definitely thinking about going out there. He told me that. Yeah.
Chris strikes me as an East Coast guy just because he's into coffee and like checking out new
I know.
restaurants and whatnot, man.
This guy's not even from California. He's a fake Californian. Funny guy.
No, but LA was nice too. I thought San Diego was great. One thing I will say, California avocados. I mean, and then you just
Yeah.
everything you eat like the
Yeah,
avocado
everything.
the avocados there compared to the avocados you can get here. It's just not even close. I mean, like when you
I
go
haven't
to
even tried it out here yet.
you haven't tried. Oh, I don't
No, I
think.
haven't. I haven't even found them.
I mean, like
Don't even try it.
with all due respect to our local avocados, this is not in the same
Not the
conversation.
same.
Nah, but like Chipotle was good though. Chipotle was good, and you just top
Chipotle.
with sour cream and avocado with everything. I mean,
Oh yeah, all
yeah.
over that. Yup.
Nah, it's great though. Like, how do you ever like come to peace with living in somewhere like California where you go to Target, you have everything, you have all these different food and like drink options, and then you have the weather, which is just beautiful. You got these views, and then you come to terms with living here where it has its beauty in its own way, but
Right.
there's so much, I would say there are more obstacles towards here than there would be there.
I think it's a lot of the Americans have to go through it, just going from where they came from and then coming to Manila. But with all respect, like it's not really bad here. I think a lot of people say it's tough living here, but I don't think so. It
Mm.
has everything you need. The people are great. As a player, I think the fans show more love here than they do back home in the States for
Mm.
sure.
That's for sure.
But living conditions, it's not bad at all. I really enjoyed out here. I love spending time out here. My girl's actually here visiting, and she says the same thing. Like it's not bad.
Right, right.
She likes it. She likes going around Manila. We haven't been able to go out to the beaches quite yet, but I look forward to that. But I like spending time and living in Manila right now.
Oh, you need to go to BGC soon too. You gotta take her out on a Manila
Oh,
night life.
BGC.
Yes, sir.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I just tried. We went to the Japanese hall, the Japanese
Ooh.
food hall.
Oh,
I think it's called Kawami or something like that.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah. How was it? Was it good?
Yeah, that's the spot, man. I think
That's
yeah, that's my Japanese food place for sure locally.
right. So
So
what's your top three food cuisines?
it's a hard one. I'd say Mexican food. I really love Mexican food, just being from California and everything.
Beef
It's really
burrito.
diverse with.
Is
Oh yeah,
burrito considered Mexican? It is, right?
I think so. It has to be either Mexican or Spanish.
Right, right. I have
But
to research that. Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely up there as like one of my favorite dishes for sure. Especially my girl, her family's from like San Jose, so we go out there and
Okay. Yeah,
have
yeah.
like authentic Mexican food for sure.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, Mexican food, and then I say like Japanese food next. Eat a lot of Japanese food out here. It's crazy. And then my third, I'd say like Hawaiian local food
Okay.
because yeah, a lot of my family's from Hawaii, so just eating what they make in Hawaii is up there. And then
For sure.
Filipino food. I want to get more accustomed to eating more Filipino dishes, so I look forward to that as well.
Right, for sure. All right, so looking forward to next season, season 86. And by the way, I gotta try like good Hawaiian food, like local Hawaiian.
Have to, yeah,
I have to, I feel like. But going back, thinking about season 86, so you all already had a meeting talking about it, and you've got
yeah.
I know Mason Amas is coming in, and he's a big boy. That guy knows how to ball.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
You're losing Ange, which I know is going to be tough. you got Joseph coming in, and Joseph's talented, but Ange was probably, I mean, some say he's the greatest UAP player ever. So when you lose someone of that caliber, it's tough. So personally, how do you envision your role as a player on the court and as a veteran off the court being different in season 86 than was in season 85?
Season 85, I came in as a rookie with, not a lot of experience in the Filipino basketball world. But after experiencing a year winning the championship with the team, I had to go from being a rookie to, now I feel like a leader on this team.
Yeah.
So being able to share that experience with, the rest of the guys, what it takes to be a champion. I'm still learning that myself. It's going to be a learning experience for all of us, but being able to be a lead, more of a leadership role this year, I feel like is what's different from season 85 to 86 for sure.
How about on the court production? Do you see yourself playing a different position, different role? Do you want to handle more at the top of the key, or do you kind of like staying in that corner spot?
I want to expand my game definitely this season, being able to be more of a shot creator. I know in our system, we have to, of course, go through ball screens and different actions that we're able to create for one another. But getting the ball, wherever I'm at, being able to like shot fake and rip and get to the basket, be more of a slasher, shot creator. I feel like I want to evolve my game from where it was in 85 to 86.
Right. For sure. And are you guys gonna win the championship?
Oh yeah, we're contenders for sure. We're gonna go out there and try and play the right way, play the way Coach Tab wants us to play. And I feel like if we do that, with the quality of coaches that we have, the game plan that they have, tactics, I feel like we can go out there and compete with anybody in the country. So if we play the right way, I think we can contend for another title this season.
The underdog defending champions. I don't think that's going to stick, unfortunately.
No.
You guys are back to being the hunted instead of the hunters. But hey, I mean, you guys have won championships before. And you know what's better than winning one championship, Kai? Winning 2 championships back to back.
Winning 2, winning 3, winning 4. Yep.
Exactly. You're pull LeBron there. So hey, I just want to thank you for your time and congratulate you again. And I'm happy you finally got to do this podcast. Hey, best of luck,
finally,
bro. Yes, sir. And hey, best of luck to your Bulls too. You guys are having a bit of a tough season right now.
I know, man. We had DeMar DeRozan and we still don't know how to act.
Bro. It might be time to trade Vucevic. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. We got to do something.
It's like working out, but it's not working out. But hey, look, I'm following the Heat, and they're not doing that great too. So totally get what you're saying. But hey,
I've seen your tweets. I've seen the tweets.
Yeah. Hey, I actually watched them live in LA. Okay. Just quick story here. And they're playing the Lakers without LeBron and Anthony Davis, and they still find a way to mess that up somehow. I mean,
oh yeah, man,
exactly.
That's rough. That's rough.
Exactly. Thankfully, the food after was much better. But hey,
there you go.
Thank you, Kai. Appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon. And again, congrats to you and your wife. Can't wait for the life both of you are gonna have together.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Finally, we could do this.
My pleasure. Anytime, man. See you soon.
All right, thanks, bro. See you.